my dear learners, for this course on turbo machines. In this final module, that is in module 5, we were discussing about centrifugal pumps and centrifugal compressors. So far, we have solved a problem on general analysis of centrifugal pump. I am giving solutions in this lecture series for the question bank, which I have attached to the link given in the description. Kindly click on the link given in the description below this video to get access for the question bank. For that question bank, I am giving the solution. So continuing our discussion, the problem number 2 of our discussion on general analysis of centrifugal pumps states that a centrifugal pump is designed to run at 1450 rpm with a maximum discharge of 1800 litre per minute against a total head of 20 meters. The suction and delivery pipes are designed such that they are equal in size of 100 millimeters. If the inner and outer diameters of the impeller are 12 cm and 24 cm respectively, determine the blade angles for radial entry, neglect losses. So if I list out the data given for problem number 2, we have a centrifugal pump is designed to run at 1450 rpm, speed is specified 1450 rpm with a maximum discharge Q is given, that is 1800 liters per minute against a total head, that is manometric head is specified, which is equal to 20 meters. The suction and delivery pipes are designed such that they are equal in size of 100 millimeters. It is given the diameter of suction pipe and delivery pipe, which are 100 millimeters. If the inner and outer diameter of impeller, that is for blade, that is inlet blade diameter D1 is 12 centimeters and D2 outside diameter of the vane or impeller is 24 centimeters respectively. Determine the blade angles for radial entry. He is asking to find the value of beta 2 for radial entry, beta 1 blade angles, radial entry is radial, so therefore alpha 1 is equal to 90 degree. It is obvious for centrifugal pump always water enters radially, and he is also stating neglect losses. Very important. If you won't say anything also, we will neglect the losses. That is, if you won't specify manometric efficiency, or if you want us to calculate the manometric efficiency, we will neglect losses and we will assume manometric efficiency as 100% and solve the problem. Let us discuss the solution for this. Now coming for the first one, that is for velocity triangle. So since the blade angle itself is unknown for us, we should start with backward curved vane. This is because of the reason you people already know that this is the general velocity triangle for power absorbing turbo machines, which we have discussed in module 2 while we are deriving alternate form of Euler's equation for energy transferring turbo machines. So therefore, start the problem with backward curved vane. Coming for solution, velocity triangle will be the velocity triangle for backward curved vanes. Now, he himself has been stated that the manometric efficiency should be 100%, which is indirectly stated by using the word neglect the losses. So therefore, since eta mano is not given and also not asked to calculate, take eta mano as 100%. So you should assume always, if manometric efficiency is not given and also not asked to calculate the problem, take the manometric efficiency as 100% and approach the problem. This is a very important note which I have given you in the last class itself. That is, we are neglecting the losses. He is also stating that neglect the losses and solve the problem. Now we know inlet and outlet diameter, he has given the RPM, so therefore find the value of U1 and U2. U1 will be pi times 0.12 into 1450 by 60. So pi d n by 60 pi into 0.12 into 1450 by 60 will leads us u1 as 9.11 meters per second. So similarly u2 will be pi times 0.24 into 1450 rpm divided by 60 will leads us u2 as 18.22 meters per second. This completes the blade speed at entry and exit. So now he has given the suction pipe diameter by using which I can find the value of flow velocity Vf1. And also we know the value of discharge, which is given as 1800 liters per minute. We know that 1 liter is equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube, that is 1000 cc. So use the conversion. So therefore from the equation Q is equal to pipe diameter, suction pipe diameter square divided by 4 into flow velocity Vf1. I can find the value of Vf1, which is equal to V1. This already known to you people. So Q will become 1800 liter per minute will be equal to 1800 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube. Since it is in minute, divided by 60 to convert it into meter cube per seconds. This is equal to pi into pipe diameter is 100 mm, so therefore it is 0.1 square by 4 into flow velocity. So therefore you will get the value of flow velocity at inlet, which is equal to V1, which is equal to, so solving this, I will get the answer as 3.82 meters per second. 3.82 meters per second. So we know the value of V1, we know the value of U1, so therefore I can find the value of beta 1. So hence tan beta 1 will be Vf1 by U1, so therefore I will get the value of blade angle. That is tan inverse of Vf1 is 3.82 divided by U1 is 9.11. Hence the inlet blade angle, that is impeller angle, is 22.75 degrees. So one we have finished. Now coming for exit blade angle, if I take tan beta 2, I will get Vf2 divided by U2 minus Vu2. So since he has given the value of Hm, and we know that manometric efficiency is 100% when we neglect NOSes, so therefore we will get from the equation of beta mano, we have Hm by Vu2 U2. So therefore I will get 100% is 1 is equal to G is 9.81 into Hm is given as 20 meters divided by Vu2 is unknown, U2 is known to us, which is 18.22. So therefore we get the value of Vu2. So Vu2 will be 9.81 into 20 divided by 18.22. That is 10.786 meters per second. 10.786 meters per second. Now I can find the value of beta 2. So that is tan beta 2. Tan beta 2 is equal to Vf2 divided by U2 minus Vu2. Now if you observe, coming for calculation of VF2, we know the delivery pipe diameter. So therefore, Q will become pi into delivery pipe square diameter square divided by 4 into VF2. Now the careful observation is Q is constant. The delivery pipe diameter is the same as suction pipe diameter. So therefore, the value of VF2 is nothing but the value of VF1. So therefore, VF1 is equal to VF2 for this problem. Hence, if I substitute, I will get the value of beta 2 as beta 2 is equal to tan inverse of VF2 is nothing but VF1 itself. If you want, you can calculate Q using the relation Q is equal to pi into delivery pipe diameter square by 4 into VF2. So you get the same answer for VF2 also, 3.82 divided by U2 is 18.22 minus VU2 is 10.76 786. So if I solve, I will get the value of beta 2 as 3.82 divided by 18.22 minus 10.786, which is 27.2 degrees. So therefore, I will get the answer as beta 2 is equal to 27.2 degrees. So this completes the problem. The very important catch is you should assume manometric efficiency as 100% for this problem, and then VF2 is calculated by the same relation when you know the pipe diameter, that is Q is equal to pi into delivery pipe diameter square by 4 into VF2. Q and delivery pipe diameter are same, that is delivery pipe diameter is equal to suction pipe diameter, hence VF1 is equal to VF2 for this problem. So therefore, I know the value of VF1, it remains same for VF2. I have substituted and found the value of beta 2. So I calculated the blade angles beta 1 and beta 2. By seeing the value of beta 2, the what we have taken, the velocity triangle is correct because beta 2 is less than 90 degrees. This is a backward curved vane centrifugal pump. Let me pause this video for a while so that people can copy it down. Later we will solve problem number 3. Now moving ahead for problem number 3, which states that a centrifugal pump is to discharge 0.118 meter cube per second of water at a speed of 1450 rpm against a head of 25 meters. The impeller diameter is 25 centimeter and its width at outlet is 5 centimeters and manometric efficiency is 75%. Calculate the vane angle at the outlet. If we list out the data given for problem number 3, we have a centrifugal pump is to discharge, Q is given, which is equal to 0.118 meter cube per second of water at a speed of RPM is specified as 1450 against a head. Manometric head is given, which is 25 meters. And the impeller diameter is 25 centimeter and width is 5 centimeter at outlet. He has given D2, which is 25 centimeters and width D2, which is equal to 5 centimeter at outlet. He has also specified the manometric efficiency. Eta mano is 75%. Calculate vane angle at outlet. He is asking to calculate the impeller angle at exit, that is blade angle at exit. So this is the data given for us. Let us solve this problem. Since blade angle itself is unknown for us, I should start the problem by considering the backward curved vane because this is general velocity triangle for power absorbing turbo machines, which you people already know when in our module 2, where we have derived alternate form of Euler's equation for energy transfer in turbo machines. So therefore, considering backward curved vein, start the problem. That is, velocity triangle will be backward curved wing to start with. Now, if you clearly observe, he has given the data pertaining to exit velocity triangle, and also he is asking an unknown in exit velocity triangle, which means that we should solve only for exit velocity triangle. So this is a hint for us. He has given data with respect to exit velocity triangle and is asking an unknown in the exit velocity triangle itself. So therefore, analyze the exit velocity triangle properly. So since he has given manometric efficiency, I should make use of manometric efficiency. Manometric efficiency is given by GHM by VU to U2. So if I use this, we will get two unknowns. We don't know VU2 and U2. First, let us calculate the value of U2. Because we know diameter and we know RPM. So hence, if I solve, I will get from exit velocity triangle U2 is equal to pi d2 n by 60, which is equal to pi into 0.25 into n is 1450 divided by 60. If I solve, blade speed at exit is turning out to be pi into 0.25 into 1450 divided by 60 is 18.98 meters per second. So we have found out the value of blade speed at exit. So now we use manometric efficiency equation. So we know that manometric efficiency is given. So therefore, you cannot neglect losses and assume manometric efficiency as 100%, because manometric efficiency is given as 75%. Eta mano is equal to GHM by VU to U2. So substituting the values given, manometric efficiency is 0.75, which is equal to G is 9.81, HM is 25 meters, manometric head divided by VU2 into U2 is 18.98. So if I solve, I will get the value of VU2 as 17.23 meters per second. Now we know blade diameter, we know blade width, and we know discharge. So therefore, use discharge equation based on impeller diameter and impeller width at exit. I can find the value of VF2. So that is, we know Q is equal to pi D2 B2 VF2. So Q is given in meter cube per second. No conversion is required. 0.118 is equal to pi into D2 is 0.25. Width is 5 centimeters. That is 0.05 meters into VF2. So therefore, VF2 will be 0.118 divided by pi times 0.25 into 0.05, that is 3 meters per second. So now I can find the value of impeller angle at outlet, that is tan beta 2 is equal to VF2 by U2 minus VU2. VF2 divided by U2 minus VU2. So therefore, I will get the value of beta 2 as tan inverse of VF2 is 3, U2 is 18.98 minus VU2 is 17.23. So therefore blade angle at outlet is tan inverse of 3 divided by 18.98 minus 17.23, which is 59.74 degrees. So this is the solution for problem number 3. Let me pause this video for a while so that you people can copy it down. Later we will solve problem number 4. Now moving for problem number 4. Problem number 4 states that a centrifugal pump with 1.2 meter diameter runs at 200 rpm and pumps 1.88 meter cube per second. The average lift being 6 meters. The angle which the vane makes at exit with the tangent of the impeller is 26 degrees and the radial velocity of flow is 2.5 meters per second. Find the manometric efficiency and least speed to start the pumping if the inner diameter being 0.6 meters. If I list the data given for problem number 4 of our discussion, we have a centrifugal pump with 1.2 meter diameter. Is given the diameter and not specified whether it is inlet or exit. Let us see later. Runs at 200 rpm. He has specified the speed as 200. Pumps 1.88 meter cube per second. That is discharge. Q is 1.88 meter cube per second. The average lift being 6 meters. That is manometric head. Lift is 6 meters. The angle which the vane makes at exit with the tangent of the impeller is 26 degrees. So exit vane angle, that is exit blade angle or impeller angle, is 26 degrees. So from which it is clear that it is a backward curved centrifugal pump. And the radial velocity of flow is 2.5 meter per second. He has given the flow velocity but not specified whether it is for inlet or exit. In such cases, we should take flow velocity as constant, which is 2.5 meters per second. When he not specifies that whether it is for inlet or exit, which means that it is constant. Find manometric efficiency and least speed to start pumping. N minimum starting speed, and also inner diameter being 0.6. He has given inner dia D1 as 0.6 meters. Obviously this should be D2, exit diameter of the impeller. Let us solve this problem. Now since beta 2 is 26 degrees, it is backward curved vane. So therefore velocity triangle will be beta 2 less than 90 degrees backward curved vane. Using backward curved vane velocity triangle, I should solve this problem. Now we know the value of D1 and D2 and also the value of N, hence I can find the value of U1 and U2. So find it out first. U1 is equal to pi into D1 is 0.6 into N is 200 divided by 60. So similarly U2 will be pi into D2 is 1.2 into N is 200 divided by 60. So therefore U1 and U2 are obtained for us. U1 is turning out to be pi times 0.6 into 200 divided by 60, which is 6.283, and U2 will be twice, that is 12.57. 12.57 meters per second. We know the value of u1 and u2. Now he has given the value of Vf, by using which I can find the value of beta 1. So therefore I will get the value of beta 1 that completes inlet velocity triangle. That is tan beta 1 is Vf by u1. So hence I will get the value of beta 1. That is tan inverse of Vf is 2.5 divided by u1 is 6.283. 21.6, let me take it as 21.7 degrees. Now from the exit velocity triangle, to determine manometric efficiency, we have equation as GHM by VU to U2. GHM by VU to U2. We know the value of U2. G is 9.81. HM is also known. U2 is unknown. But for backward turbine, you know the equation for VU2. So from exit velocity triangle, you know that for backward turbine, VU2 is U2 minus VF2 cot beta 2. So we know all the values. So therefore VU2 will be, U2 is 12.57 minus Vf is 2.5 into 1 by tan beta 2 is 26 degrees. So VU2 is 7.44 meters per second. So now I can find the value of manometric efficiency. So calculate the value of manometric efficiency. Eta mano is equal to GHM by VU to U2, that is 9.81 into HM is 6 meters divided by VU2 is 7.44 into U2 is 12.57, which is equal to 9.81 into 6 divided by 7.44 into 12.57, that is 0.629, that is 62.9%. Now one value we have calculated, that is manometric efficiency. Now I should find minimum starting speed. So for minimum starting speed, we know that u2 square minus u1 square by 2g should be equal to hm, where I should calculate the value of n minimum, that is pi d1 n minimum square minus pi d2 n minimum square divided by 2g is equal to hm. We know all the values. If I substitute and solve, I'll take pi square n minimum by 2g as common, that is pi square n minimum square common divided by 2g into d1 square minus d2 square. d1 is 0.6 minus, sorry, it is u2 minus u1, this is d2 minus d1. So d2 for us is 1.2 minus 0.6 is equal to hm is 6 meters. So therefore if I solve n minimum as since I'm not dividing it by 60, I'll get it in RPS. Now to get n minimum in RPM, I should divide it by 60. So therefore pi d n by 60, it will become 60 square. So this is 60 square into 2g. So now directly I will get the value of n minimum in RPM. So if I solve, I will get the answer as pi square alpha x square divided by 60 square into 2 into 9.81 into 1.2 square minus 0.6 square, which is equal to 6. So if I solve, I will get the answer as 199 RPM. So minimum starting speed is 199 RPM. This is the solution for problem number 4. Let me pause this video for a while so that you people can copy it down. Later we will solve problem number 5. Now, moving ahead for problem number 5, which states that the outer dia of impeller of a centrifugal pump is 40 centimeters and width of impeller at outlet is 5 centimeters. The pump is running at 800 rpm and is working against a total head of 15 meters. The vane angle at outlet is 40 degree and manometric efficiency is 75%. Determine velocity of flow at outlet, velocity of water leaving the vane, angle made by the absolute velocity of at outlet with the direction of motion at outlet, and discharge. If I list out the data given for problem number 5, we have the outer diameter of impeller of a centrifugal pump, that is D2, small d2 is 40 centimeters and width of impeller at outlet B2 is 5 centimeters. The pump is running at 800 rpm N and it is working against the total head HM. Manometric head is 15 meters. The vane angle at outlet, that is beta 2, is 40 degrees. Manometric efficiency is given. Eta mano is 75%. Determine velocity of flow at outlet, that is VF2. Velocity of water leaving the vanes, that is V2. Angle made by the absolute velocity at outlet with the direction of motion at outlet, that is alpha 2. Discharge Q, and also let us calculate VR2 also. So this is the questions what he has asked for us. Let us calculate these parameters. Let us solve this problem. If you clearly observe, beta 2 is less than 40 degree, so therefore this is a problem on backward curved vane. So if I go for solution, since beta 2 is less than 90 degree, velocity triangle will be backward curved vanes velocity triangle. So we know velocity triangle for backward curved vane, which is nothing but the general velocity triangle for power absorbing turbo machines. So now coming for solving this problem, we know the value of n, we know the value of d2. So therefore I can find the value of u2. u2 will be pi times d2 is 40 centimeters, 0.4, n is 800 divided by 60. So U2 will be pi into 0.4 into 800 divided by 60, which is turning out to be 16.76 meters per second. Next, moving ahead, he has given the manometric efficiency, so therefore use the equation for manometric efficiency. That is, if I use manometric efficiency equation, I will get eta mano, which is GHM by VU2 U2. So if you carefully observe, manometric efficiency is known, UT is known, HM is known, the only unknown is VU2. So find the value of VU2. Eta mano is 0.75, G is 9.81, HM is given 15 divided by VU2 into U2 is 16.76. So therefore I will get the value of VU2. So hence VU2 will be 9.81 into 15 divided by 0.75 into 16.76, that is 11.706 meters per second. So now, and also I know the value of D2, B2, but I don't know the value of VF2 to find the discharge. He is asking to find the value of VF2, but we know the value of U2, VU2 and beta 2. Beta 2 is specified for us, so therefore I can find the value of VF2 easily just by using tan beta 2. So just use tan beta 2. Tan beta 2 is VF2 divided by U2 minus VU2. Hence, if I solve, I will get the value of VF2 as tan of beta 2 is 40 degrees, which is equal to VF2 itself is the unknown for me. U2 is 16.76 minus VU2 is 11.706. If I solve, I will get the value of VF2 as 4.24 meters per second. I will calculate the value of VF2 also. Now, since I know the value of VF2, D2 and beta 2, I can find the discharge. So that is, move for discharge, it is Q is equal to by D2, B2, VF2. Hence discharge will be pi times D2 is 0.4, B2 is 0.05 into VF2 is 4.24. Hence discharge is 0.266 meter cube per second. So I have found out the discharge also. Now to calculate the value of alpha 2, use tan alpha 2. So if I use tan alpha 2, I will get the equation as VF2 by VU2. So therefore, I will get the value of alpha 2 as tan inverse of VF2 is 4.24 divided by VU2 is 11.706. Hence, alpha 2 is 19.91 degrees. So I have found out alpha 2 also. Now I should find V2 and VR2. So to calculate V2, I can use sin alpha 2. To calculate VR2, I can use sin beta 2. That is, sin alpha 2 is equal to VF2 by V2. Hence, V2 will be VF2 is 4.24 divided by sin alpha 2, sine of 19.91 degrees, that is 12.45 meter per second. Similarly, using sin beta 2, I can write it as Vf2 by Vr2. So therefore, we will get the value of Vr2 as 4.24 divided by sin of beta 2 is given as 40 degrees. Hence, Vr2 is 6.596 meters per second. So this is the solution for problem number 5. So this completes our discussion on backward curved vanes. In our next lecture, I will take up problems on radial vanes and forward curved vanes. That's all from this lecture. Thank you all.